Greetings, geeks. Welcome to episode 519 of Geeks in Space. I am Rob Commander Taco Malda, and I am joined today by two of the greatest geeks you're ever going to have the opportunity to greet and pretend that you are hanging out in low Earth orbit for a half hour and talking about whatever random crap shows up on Reddit. We have Chris DeBona.
Hi, everybody.
Rob Roseboom.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing today? Feeling healthy? Feeling good?
I'm a little sleepy.
Me too.
I'm going to make an iced tea while we talk. I hope you don't mind.
I have a question about how you make iced tea. Are you just going to...
Well, first you need some plants.
Oh, all right.
And then you need a couple of, about 4 or 5 months for them to get to the point where you can take the very topmost leaf. Come on, man. It's pouring out of a damn bottle.
All right. So you're not really making it as much as serving it.
Yeah, I'm assembling it. It's like
right.
I'm like the Avengers of iced tea. I'm just bringing them together in a place.
He is making the water, just not the tea.
Ew.
I didn't make water.
Ew.
Water was.
That might technically be an Arnold Palmer.
That's so gross.
You're right.
Oh,
It's
for all the poor.
It's the most clever thing I'm going to say today, man. You cut me some slack.
Probably.
All right, let's see. It's a pretty
Let's
light...
get to the news.
That's right. It's a light news day. Do you want to start with wild hog farms? Or wild hogs?
Yeah. What do you mean? Of course we're going to start with wild hog farms.
Right?
Super pigs.
Super pigs, man. This is... So I've heard about this before. But it's a thing where... like packs of pigs that were once under control of farms have gone wild and gone feral, and like there's video out there of like people like just sitting on their roof shooting the pigs that are like swarming their homes, and it's a thing. Actually, Reply All, I think, did a really good episode on this like 6 months ago maybe, where they just talked about how these feral pigs run through these areas and just destroy your home. They destroy your farm. Yeah. It's actually like, it's funny to call them super pigs, but it's super dangerous.
They will tear up a lot of land. They destroy natural environments. They're really, really damaging.
And they taste really good when cured. No, this is terrible. I'd imagine they don't eat very well either. I mean, they don't taste good.
I mean, I don't know that people are eating the super pigs as much as they're concerned that the super pigs are literally going to kill their children in the playground.
Yeah, I mean, this is very scary.
I
have to tell you, all the puns, though. I mean, people have got to just hold back a bit. A feral swine bomb.
That's right.
Here's the National Feral Swine Damage Management Program over at the USDA. So.
Yeah, we just butcher these jokes anyway.
Jeez.
Stop your swining. Sorry.
I was going to add more, but let's move on before I get to work.
Quick. Did you see the link?
I'm trying to come up with like an eggs and bakey. And here's your steaky. No, I don't know.
Yep. We gotta pork chop this off as soon as we can.
This is you're baking my noodle with
I was trying to find a bacon one. I couldn't do it.
I know, me too. It's not great though, but
no.
it's okay.
No, it's not good at all. Did you see the haptic glove?
Which one? Which one were you highlighting?
So this is new glove-like device, mimics sense of touch. It's a small scale haptic glove test. We're getting closer and closer to getting to live inside a Ready Player One. Gonna be just in time for Ready Player Two, I imagine.
Will you stop that? You mean the metaverse? Don't bring up the Oasis. We're real nerds, It comes back to.
Should I switch my background back to Tron?
Yeah, you should.
All right, programs.
I've lost respect for you.
That's fair. So I'm just keeping up with the kids.
So we have a picture of a single finger. So we have a single finger. So they've done one finger in Australia.
They're. I mean, if you could make 100 fingers, then you'd be able to have like a suit.
Huh. Interesting.
How's finger suit?
Ice maker.
How's your tea coming there, Chris?
It's pretty good. I'm about to add some more ice, actually.
So you have an ice maker sitting at your desk? Is that how that is? Am I envisioning this correctly?
So when I've been living in this work from home shed, it's an 8x10 shed in my backyard.
Your COVID cube.
My COVID cube. It is admittedly kind of amazing. Because the thing about Google that's really great are the micro kitchens have ice makers. So I this is going to be a little obsessive. I bring lemons to work, and when I was in a building that had its own cafe, they were used to just bringing me lemons. Those were respect lemons,
Chris, I have listened to you talk more about iced tea than I've listened to most humans talk about anything.
Yeah, I'm probably 3% iced tea at this point. Well, not iced, but tea tannins. I'd imagine my stomach looks like a fine leather purse, because it's been tanned over the years with the finest of vegetable tannins. So
gross, but all right. I remember
I think about this a little too much.
I've heard at least on 2 separate occasions. You complain about the very kind waiter refilling your iced tea, but they're in the process throwing off.
I try to be nice.
The sacred ratio of ice to lemon to tea. I
don't think I've ever alienated a waiter, just for the record, but I have asked for them to wait.
You have,
and that's okay.
I don't think that you've alienated them, but I have definitely heard a snark level that would have landed my children in some level of timeout.
Well, I never meant that. I don't want to give waiters a hard time, but I also believe that a good waiter wants to know how to best serve you, right? Because when I was a waiter, when I was a bar back, I if somebody wanted their steak well done, that's what they wanted. You got them a well done steak. You didn't try. You didn't tell them, hey, you're wrong. So like if somebody says to me, oh, I do want more iced tea, just when I'm done with this one because I've got the balance of lemon and sweetener correct.
Got it right.
And if you add it, I have to re-experiment to get to the right levels.
No doubt.
Also, I find it's super common for them to add too much ice. Then,
and then it becomes because it becomes basically a shave ice dish at that point.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Shave ice.
Yeah, but I don't have any problem saying, hey, can I get a fresh one? Can I get a one that isn't all seeds and an enormous snow cone? So
welcome to Iced Tea Talk here on Geeks in Space. We're going to be talking about do you prefer the Earl Grey?
And if I'm using bags, I'm using the Lausanne bags because that sort of grew up on them or the Lipton, right? But yeah, the brand I've been favoring is is Te Java, which is brought to you by the same people who bring you Crystal Peak water, I think Crystal some water.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Nope.
Although that would be inappropriate for a sponsor for anything I do. But yeah, it's like $1 a bottle at the local Safeway for the small bottles. But I also have it tastes better from glass, to be honest.
That's true too. Okay. That's true of Coke, for sure.
Yeah. But the shelf I put it on is exactly sized properly for the little plastic bottles, is the thing I've realized. So, and I don't want to rearrange my rack here because it's got my computer, it's got speakers, it's got lights, it's got the amplifier.
No, you'd have to shut down like 30% of the Whopper processing capability of your COVID cube.
Yeah, it would take a while. So I've got my Chromebox over there for work, and then I've got my Windows machine and with the VR rig and everything. I mean, this is a choice computing environment right here. I could launch a space shuttle from here, and not like an Apollo. I could launch a SpaceX thing from this cube.
The thing about my office is that every now and then Moriarty gains sentience and storms out of my office and tries to take over the rest of my home. That's actually the episode of Star Trek that I watched yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm a little.
And the thing about my office is that it's not my office anymore. My wife works in it. So I get to be in the living room.
You are an 8x10 shed and some drywall away from paradise, my friend.
I
I
hear
had an
you.
air conditioning. During the smoke, I put an air cleaner down here, and it's a good air cleaner, but it only handles small rooms. But guess what? I'm in a small room, so there you go.
It's good. Do either of you guys know what Polybius is? I wasn't sure if that was going to be too weird of a reference.
Phoebus?
Polybius. I think you got to go up like one or two more. There you go. Polybius. Polybius is one of those internet legends from way back in the day. The idea was that it was an arcade cabinet, and there were facts written about it, like in the late 90s, early 2000s maybe. And it was in theory a arcade cabinet placed in arcades by the CIA or the FBI, a shadowy government organization designed to control your mind or maybe recruit for military projects. Unclear what the specifics were. It was a joke. It was a funny joke. Over the years, various bits of fan art around Polybius showed up, and it actually went so far as it shows up in one episode of The Simpsons. It appears in the background of an arcade sequence in The Simpsons.
So it's supposed to be like The Last Starfighter?
Yeah.
Not really, because it's supposed to be part of a government thing, not a space thing. It's like a government mind control project. But there's very little evidence. There you go. The Bart Simpson picture right there shows it in the background of the arcade in an episode of The Simpsons. It's just one of those weird references, one of those weird internet things that sort of took on a life. And I mean, you guys know me. I've done a lot of video game emulation stuff, and I've built cabinets and stuff, and that's something that pops up. Anyway, this story is just funny because there's a company that makes quarter-size arcade cabinets, and they're usually emulators that run your Galagos and your Pac-Mans and what have you. But they made a Polybius to the same scale, which is very funny to me. But more than that, which I think is awesome, is they're actually putting a USB hub in the back so that when you build your quarter-scale arcade, you don't need to run. You can power them all off of the Polybius hub, which just tickles me that somebody would go through this level for what is ultimately just a weird old internet arcade joke.
Huh. So this seems really inexpensive. $80 for a quarter arcade seems like a good deal. Am I missing something?
I don't think that there's any real processing power inside of it. It's
probably just like a crappy Raspberry Pi in there, right?
It's not even that. It's like
with a display, with a controller. I mean, this is a nice deal. I'm just saying.
They're cute, for sure. For sure. I don't have room for.
I've paid more for USB hubs.
You've paid more than $90 for a USB hub?
Yeah, back in the day. For like one with a big beefy power supply and 10
for your Bitcoin
USB
mining.
3 ports. No. It's just down here. I've got millions of things plugged into it, and it's USB 3.
Your air conditioner, your iced tea maker, your air purifier, all your USB devices.
Yeah, exactly.
Your USB powered Whopper. Unfortunately,
USB powered Whopper.
The Whopper is incompatible with anything after USB 1.0.
Exactly.
It doesn't ever sync up with anything USB 2 or later. It's actually kind of hard to find something that's backwards compatible to a Whopper.
Yeah, and like it uses a USB micro C connector, which not many people have. So.
Have you seen my nightmare connector? The USB 3 type, is it B? It's like this.
Oh, sure.
It's this giant thing, but like with an extra lump on it, and it's what.
Yeah, I've got one over here.
Yeah, I hate him. I hate them so much.
Well, I mean, my special USB 3 hub uses one. So, and yeah, this is an Anchor or whatever, and but it's 10 USB 3 ports, and then it goes to the computer, and I've got the Brio on it, I've got the microphone on it, I've got the keyboard. I can plug into it if I want.
What makes me angry is that my sound capture device requires me to be plugged straight into my motherboard. It doesn't run stably otherwise.
So if you go through a bus that's shared, it starts freaking out.
Yep.
Is it one of those things?
Yeah. It just fails. It just tells me no.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with having the computer so far away in the work from shed. It's like I can't even touch it, So I have to run a USB hub to the desk, But yeah, it's got like 3 buses, I guess.
See, both of my monitors have hubs built into them, uh,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't have a lot running through them because every time I do, it seems like I have problems.
Really?
But as we've documented in the past, technology and we have differing opinions on things. Like, I think it should work, and it thinks that I'm the Antichrist and everything should explode.
Yeah. Well, I mean, have you considered not being the anti-tech Christ or whatever? Anti-Steve?
Anti-Steve. Yep, I'm the atheist tech Jesus. I don't know what's with atheist tech Satan. Let's see.
And Satan still implies a belief system.
That's true.
Based on that.
Well, unless it's like the kind of the Satanist view, which is more of a atheist thing, but like using Satan as a point to drive a point.
I would like to move on, and because I really want Rob to explain the Michelob Ultra story.
For sure.
First of all, Michelob Ultra, is it any good? I've never had one.
Probably not. I mean,
but it's ultra.
It depends on how much of a beer snob you are, really, I suppose.
Not that much of a beer snob.
This is a man who makes his own ice cubes for his iced tea.
Yeah, but that's iced tea. It doesn't necessarily mean that he, has deep feelings about beer.
Well, I like beer,
I like beer.
Like Trumer is a local sort of maker, but they're pretty big. They're owned by Asahi or something. Yeah.
Yeah, Michigan has lots and lots of microbreweries.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If they get too hoppy, I'm not super into it, to be honest. I made beer once. It was okay.
So the Michelob Ultra is willing to pay you $50,000, send you across the country in a motorhome, and have you explore national parks while you drink their beer. Now,
Hashtag van life. Hashtag Ultra.
It seems a little dangerous to me to give someone a moving vehicle stocked with beer and send them out into the wilds, but I assume there's some agreements that you have to sign,
Right?
saying you won't drink and drive, or you won't get drunk and try to ride a buffalo or a bison at Yellowstone or something like that. But
or you go.
Yeah, as I said in the channel, I don't know why more companies don't do sort of creative marketing like this, because obviously Michelob Ultra is not really interested in you enjoying the national park. They're interested in getting as many people as they can to sign up, and then using your drunken shots on their Twitter or whatever.
For sure.
It just seems like a pretty inexpensive way to have a whole marketing campaign.
The parks to be visited by the chief exploration officer include Yosemite, Sequoia, Joshua Tree, Big Bend, and Seguro. So you're doing like a little bit of the coast over into, I guess, New Mexico is where Seguro is? Or is that Arizona? It's probably Arizona. Oh, man. This is one of those things where it's like, it could work out, if they get the right person who isn't drunk the whole time, But we know some people prefer to enjoy the outdoors alone. But if it helps improve the trip, our chief exploration officer, or CEO, is more than welcome to bring along a friend, spouse, partner, or even a dog.
I think that they should get Stoner VJ Jesse.
Jesse can't get him out of jail. And
yeah, so he should be doing this, but also it should be with the express goal of finding the game show where they're trying to win a trip to the space station. And he should go there with the Michelob truck, and his whole thing should just be like invading other reality shows.
That's actually a pretty fantastic idea, except for the Jesse Camp part.
And it pays $50,000 plus expenses, so
yeah. So I guess gas, and beer, and food? Are they going to give you any food, or are you supposed to exist on liquid?
Well, no, it's going to be like the slaves who built the pyramids. You're going to subsist almost entirely on beer.
Yep.
And
Wait, you get a slave to build your pyramid of beer cans or something?
That's not what he said.
Oh, that's not what you said. Okay.
yeah.
I'm like,
You can't
I don't
sell,
know. I mean, it doesn't sound like the worst.
you can't buy and sell people, Chris. It's against the rules unless you're in Georgia.
Oh, I know that. Jeez. Those are only prisoners.
Right.
I don't know. A friend of mine moved to Georgia, and I'm like, really? You're gonna go to Georgia, are you? How's that gonna work? But yeah, I don't know. I like Georgia. You know, they have some great barbecue in Atlanta.
Some pretty land.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
I haven't been to Georgia
All
since
the kudzu.
ALS in like maybe 2000.
Oh my gosh, in 97, 98.
The last ALS we went to, I think, is the one where you threw Jeff's phone in a bucket of ice.
In the bucket.
Yeah.
I didn't. Well, no, the ice had melted, so
Yeah, it was just a big bucket. It was just a big bucket of water.
it was a bucket of water at that point. It was a yeah.
Right.
We don't. We've talked about this through multiple episodes, uploaded and not uploaded. Let's you know.
Oh, you mean like how that was the day that that Jeff's house burned down, and he couldn't talk to any of the important people that might be like able to assist in the burning down of his
no one
house.
got hurt in the house. It's not like putting the phone in the ice cooler caused the candle to knock over or whatever in the house. I mean,
I'm just saying you could have been a better friend.
I know the cause of that fire, and I do not take any responsibility.
Fair enough. There's I did
can't pull one over on me.
That's
can't
true.
blame this one on me, man.
I mean, I still will, but
I was in a national park at the time drinking Michelob Ultra.
That's true.
It's just an alibi, but
Ambaloo shared a picture of life-size Gundam that they've been working on for a long time, and like that pictures of that thing have been showing up on social media for a while, but it's in the one that he's got. It's moving.
Yeah, it's like 4 times speed video of here. Let's see if we can make it bigger there. Yeah, and it's attached to that gantry.
It ain't going anywhere.
Dude. Where'd it go?
You just violated copyright.
I did not. The tweet has been deleted. Oh wait, no. Okay, there it is. Yeah, so check this thing out. It's I think, is this like an amusement park thing? It must
be. It must be.
It must be, right?
If I remember right, it wasn't. But
all I'm saying is that somewhere
this is millions of dollars
for sure, and somewhere there's a cowboy Neil who needs new pants.
Did he really like Gundam?
oh yes.
Oh yes.
Oh God.
Oh yes.
I feel like I don't understand the extent of how much he liked Gundam.
Well, let's put it this way. There are only like 5 or 6 different topics, and they usually go for several years at a time. And there was definitely a several year long Gundam window, replaced only maybe by a several year long Green Lantern window, and a several year long World of Warcraft window.
And pipes. Don't forget pipes.
Pipes. And wasn't shaving a thing for a while?
Yes.
Not shaving or shaving?
Shaving. Well, shaving equipment.
Yes.
Oh,
like
okay.
high-end stuff,
like artisanal beard oil.
Like Badger hair brushes.
Sure. For mixing your gunk. Yeah. So.
They use
very specific types of straight razors, that sort of thing.
So here's the thing. If this is for real, do you remember, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago when Boston Dynamics was just getting started, right? When they would show off early versions of Spot and these other animal inspired things, they were always tethered. Sometimes they were on gantries as they were trying to figure out the biomechanics of the gait of the thing. I hate to say it, maybe we're 10 years away from a Boston Dynamics style Gundam robot with Cowboy Neil in the cockpit.
He's all in.
He's probably already flying to Japan.
He's been training. He's been training for this. He just didn't know.
He's been training for years.
Yeah.
Sitting in his chair.
Yeah.
So you think about it, piloting one of these things is really about manual dexterity, and it's not like you have to work out. It's not like we're driving a race car, which is actually physically very demanding.
Maybe I haven't seen the cockpit.
I think it's more like Pacific Rim.
You have to do it there,
It's more like Pacific Rim, and it's how well can you sync your biorhythms with another human being while sharing emotionally vulnerable situations through some sort of computerized telekinesis.
Yeah, that was always a really specious aspect of Pacific Rim, and actually extremely awkward. I mean,
for sure,
he ends up being paired with his brother in the beginning, so like they knew everything about each other. Not awkward at all.
Nope.
And then with the gal whose name escapes me, he ends up being paired with at the end. But
do you feel that he grew as a character?
That's a lot of sharing. It's a lot of sharing. You know what I mean?
It's almost like you've put your finger on the point that the director was trying to make in that movie. Now, whether or not he achieved it or not is a different discussion. I actually think the first Pacific Rim is a perfectly fine movie, but the second one is
I love it. Oh, the second one is terrible.
The second one's hard to watch.
I mean, it had its moments that were actually really, really good, and I like John Boyega in it, but his character was really badly written. Second one. This is really more of a movie review.
Oh yeah.
Discussion than a Gundam discussion, though.
Right. Oh, for sure. And I don't.
Can I tell you a secret? I've never seen the Gundam anime. Never.
Oh, I have.
I've seen a lot of different Gundam anime.
Isn't it any good?
Some of it's
I mean, it's as good as anything.
I don't like much anime, right?
I do.
Me either.
Like when you made me watch Dragon Ball Z, it was like a half hour of pure torture. God, like I was and I'm not I don't get seizures from flashy lights, and I practically went into a seizure because I was trapped watching that thing with you guys.
I like DBZ just fine, but
yeah, I like you guys, so I'm willing to suffer.
Depending on what episode it was, you would have had to sit through 12 episodes just to have any plot point happen.
Yeah.
Really?
There's a lot of Dragon Ball Z is just a lot of glowing and a lot of yelling, and
then like 6 or 7 episodes of training to get ready for the next fight. My kids watched like a lot of Dragon Ball Z not that long ago, so I got to rewatch a lot of it. And that is when we've talked about this a zillion times in the past. How I'm obsessed with the notion that like I'm watching Star Trek: The Next Generation again right now, and I've got a list of good episodes, and I'm skipping the episodes that are bad, and it's nice, but I think that should be built in to Netflix. It should be skipped to next good episode, and that should just be how it is for every show. But with Dragon Ball Z, they actually need somebody to just go through and like edit 10 episode chunks down to like one watchable 40-minute chunk, because there is so much bloat in that show. It is amazing. But as far as good robot shows, did you ever watch like Robotech or Macross back in the day?
I think I watched a little bit of Robotech, but no. I did watch Star Blazers when I was a kid. I really liked that. But yeah, I'm just not that exposed to anime. I'm a little older than you guys too.
That's true. Well, and like in the 90s, like there wasn't a lot of easily accessible anime. It wasn't really until like the late 90s when like the Toonami block and stuff started like mainstreaming anime and like subtitling it for the general population. Before that, before I don't know, maybe Evangelion, it's pretty slim pickings unless you were buying tapes, getting fan subs from friends.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't have anything else on my list. Does anybody else have anything fun they want to hit up?
There's a poop article that you posted.
That's right, the poop article. I guess the question about the poop article, this is the MTA is formally banning poop in subway and buses. It is all kinds of sad that had to be specified. And
that's pretty much what the story's about. That,
yep.
They They already have a rule. I can't remember what language they used. I think it was unsanitary. You couldn't do anything that was unsanitary on the subway and buses, but I guess they've run into enough poop now that they feel that they have to specifically call out.
Just to be clear, guys, poop, unsanitary.
It seems unsanitary.
Yep.
Did they mention urine at all? I mean, are people given free reign to just whip it out?
It's weird because they do mention it, but then the actual language doesn't talk about urine.
Right.
So
Chris, it's okay. You can still make your Arnold Palmer.
I assume next year they'll go ahead and add that language as well.
That's how it works.
At their yearly meetings.
That's right.
Hey, we overlooked the P, everybody.
Oops.
We gotta include the P this year.
Yeah. And then people will start, oh, it's okay to poop again. Great. You know, it's like, no. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The thing about it is, you know what I picture? Somebody over at the MTA saying, you know, here's what we'll do. We'll make it illegal. And then we'll start like writing other cities for not making it illegal. It's like, you know, you can't poop in New York, but in Boston, there's no law.
Yeah.
You should move to New York. Or, you know, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia is a pro pooping state.
That's right.
You know, and it's like, you know, it's like there's some jerk marketing guy who's currently trying to figure out how to turn this into a win.
He's playing the long game.
He's playing the long game.
That's right.
He's like, you know, it'll take us another 20 years to open another station on the East Side line, but you know, we're going to market the heck out of the anti-pooping law.
They're thinking of the future bumper stickers and banners and that sort of thing that can
poop. Not on my MTA.
That's gross.
I'm the MTA and I poop. So it's like I'm the whatever and I vote or whatever. Yeah. So.
Keep your shit in Boston. Stuff like that.
I'm in.
NYC, not NYP.
Oh,
oh, that's good.
Oh,
yeah.
All right, this is gonna be delicious.
Take your boom boom to Chicago. Sorry. Yeah, we should end.
On that shitty note.
Yeah.
Let's
demonetize.
That's all right. I have no aspirations for monetization.
This episode has really gone down the toilet, guys.
Well, you know, you're really pissing away our chances at getting monetization, you know, although we're like 3,600 hours away of the 4,000 before we can even consider it. So it's like no one's monetizing anything here, you know.
The only benefits from this podcast are the ones directly given to us by each other.
Yeah, no, this is a friend cast.
That's
not
right.
a podcast. Albert, only our friends listen to this damn thing.
That's true.
For the same reason to keep up with us.
But they do, which is super weird.
Yeah.
All right.
Have everybody on the podcast.
Let's say goodbye to Chris DeBona and to Rob Roseboom.
Goodbye, everybody.
See ya.
This has been episode 519 of Geeks in Space. Have a crappy day, I guess. We're gonna.